What's up, everybody? Hopefully I woke you up there. Doing my year in review. It's January 5th. I figure better late than never to do my year in review. It's before I get into the cards that I picked up in 2020, and I figure what I'll do is I'll do it chronologically. So from January to December, and kind of give you my thoughts as this crazy year went through, and like why I bought certain cards when I did and all that stuff. Just a couple of thoughts on the year, the insane 2020 year. Obviously a difficult year for everybody, including me. I got hit with COVID like right around Thanksgiving time, and was hit with it. And then on top of that, the 2-year-old and the 8-year-old were home with us. So it was a crazy couple of weeks. I've been feeling better. I haven't been I'm still kind of, up and down for those of you that have had it. And then of course my kids were symptom free, which was awesome. That was really good. And I was thinking, I haven't been, I work in New York City, for those of you that don't know, and I haven't been in the city since early March. That's how long it's been, since I've been actually in the office. So while the year has been crazy and difficult, it's been awesome for baseball cards and sports cards in general. And I love it. And I was actually thinking about, in about 4 years ago, I went to the National in Atlantic City with my dad. It was either 4 or 5 years ago when they had the National in Atlantic City. And I remember walking the floor, and I wasn't doing much on YouTube at the time, and didn't really know anybody there, and there was a lot of pretty much everybody there was either my age or older, and there was just sort of this feeling that it was just sort of the hobby was still alive, but it was more alive for people my age or older that were still into it. And I think it's tremendous to see the explosion that we've seen. When I was in Chicago last year, you could kind of feel that, now, everyone was connected through YouTube and through, a lot of people doing, Facebook breaks. I know there's a lot of different communities out there. And it's been fantastic. I would have never expected that the pandemic would lead to the ultimate explosion, which has, brought everyone in, going from small pockets of communities collecting to now guys that I went to high school with that are collecting now, guys that I went to college that are collecting now. So the sports card industry has really exploded. It's really provided an avenue for things for people to do, while they're sitting at home. Like if you're like me and you haven't gone into the office since early March, it gives you something to do, in between everything else, and really gives you something to look forward to. So it's been awesome. And on top of that, guys like Phil Hughes creating a channel, Matt Strom, Gary V obviously promoting it all. There's so much great content on YouTube. That's, the only thing I haven't seen is my particular channel hasn't exploded, as much, but, I think it's because there's so much great content out there, and it's hard for me to compete, with the content I'm providing with some of the, guys like Phil Hughes, that are, editing everything, putting clips in, which I tried to do for a while, but I just don't have the time. But there's a lot of great content out there, and a lot of people getting back into the hobby. So all in all, just a tremendous 2020 for anybody that's back into the hobby. So anyway, without further ado, I'm going to jump in to my year in review, try to cover my biggest pickups over the course of 2020. So let's get started. All right. So anyway, the year started off fairly innocently, quietly. I opened up a box of 2019 Topps Update, got some awesome cards, submitted a bunch in the background here that over to PSA, got them back later in the year. Also got this Mike Ford card as a Yankee fan. That was pretty cool. Got this Chris Paddock auto. Also hit my first ever 1/1. This was I already forgot his name, Richie Martin 1/1 printing plate. So hit my first ever 1/1, even though it's a printing plate of a rookie that no one's really too familiar with. And then also got this awesome silver pack card that I submitted over to PSA later in the year and came back as a 10. And then I went to the White Plains show in New York. And I don't know if you guys remember this, but I was on a $100 budget. I think I ended up spending like a little over $100. Got these two beautiful cards, 1965 RBI leaders with Frank Robinson and Willie Mays, Sandy Koufax and Bob Gibson of the 65 strikeout leaders. Unfortunately, I sent these off to PSA, and they both came back as not meeting the minimum size requirement. I think that's what it was. So they didn't grade it. I also picked up at that show this DJ LeMahieu rookie. Before LeMahieu had another fantastic season for the Yankees, which, by the way, don't know where he's going to land this offseason. Hopefully he's back with the Yankees, but that one came back as a 9. Bought this awesome Luis Aparicio. Came back as a 7, and then bought these two cards, both the Arenado and the Yelich, both PSA 9s. And again, I got these for just about $100, so didn't spend too much on those cards. And then, the crazy thing is, looking back, is I actually met Ricky Russo at that show and didn't think much of it. Met him. He seemed like a great guy. And unfortunately, a month or two later, he passed away. So one of my biggest regrets at that show was meeting Ricky Russo and not buying anything from his table. I don't know what I was thinking. I should have bought, something from his table, gotten an autograph or something. But unfortunately, I did not get that. And then in February, I ended up, still in January. I met up with B-Roth 6, Brian, and got this amazing 93 Topps Gold Derek Jeter card in a PSA 10. Actually met him in the city in January. We met up at a pub, and I gave him the money, and he gave me this beautiful card. That he pulled himself, by the way. He pulled this, I believe, out of a rookie explosion box. And then got it graded, and it came back as a PSA 10. And then the big purchase that I got in January, the biggest purchase of that month, was this Ronald Acuna Sapphire Edition in a PSA 10. And my thought, behind that was, the Acuna bat down card was becoming this sort of iconic card, and I wanted to get myself, what I thought was the best version of that, which is the Sapphire Edition card. So I love this card. Still think Acuna has has a very bright future ahead. So we'll see how this card pans out. Okay. Then moving on to February, I remember I pulled these out of a rookie explosion box, the Yachty rookie and a Cliff Lloyd auto. And then went to another show in White Plains and actually met not Ian Kinsler, but Gary V. I actually met Gary V at that show. At the time, I had no idea who he was. I was with Parlay J at the show in White Plains again. And I remember it was in the basement this time because there was some concern about, COVID, and the show was smaller, so it was moved to the basement. And I remember Parlay J introduced me to Gary V, and I'm like, hi, nice. I don't know who you are, but nice to meet you. And then he kind of looked back at me and was like, and Jay was like, oh, he does YouTube videos, and Gary could care less about who I was. But we did meet, and I had no idea that the influence that he was going to have on the values of cards. And I actually watched him as he picked up a couple. I forgot how many he bought, but he bought a couple Juan Soto Bowman Chrome autos in a PSA 10 at that show. And turns out those were some pretty good purchases because those have gone up a lot since then. For me, I bought a box of archives, got this Matt Olson, numbered to 99. Bought a box of 2020 Topps, and then submitted some of them for grading. Got this Yordan Alvarez in a 9, the Trout in a 10. Got a Gavin Lux in a 10. Got this Aquino in a 10. The bigger cards that I picked up at the show, here's two of them. The Ronald Acuna, and I bought this raw, came back as a PSA 10. Wander Franco, bought this raw, came back as a 9. And then I also, which I just got back, and I showed this off in a recent video, got this Tony Oliva Beautiful 1965 tops in a SGC 8. Just came back, bought it raw, submitted it to SGC, and came back as an 8. So I was very happy about that. I also bought a Jeter rookie and a Joe Montana rookie that are still with PSA. I haven't gotten those cards back. And then March came, and that's sort of when, COVID came to America, at least as far as my memory of it. And I remember I was sent home from work, first week or two of March, had no idea that I was basically going to be sent home for the rest of the year. And, went ahead and bought these summer camp cards. And here are a couple. So there's a couple I have over with PSA right now, specifically the Trout mask card. But I just thought these were funny because, again, baseball players were playing with masks on, and we didn't know what was going to happen with the baseball season. And here's, Lindor, Kim, and you can see some guys are wearing masks, some guys aren't. Toro, McKay, and Ronald Acuna. So it was a very interesting time. Trout, in particular, I remember he had a kid, and he didn't know what. I don't think he knew what he was going to do. He obviously didn't want to put his baby in any danger. So it was just a crazy time. We didn't know if the baseball season would even happen, but they did move forward with the rest of the season, obviously. Got this in a rookie explosion box. This is the Dustin May, Gavin Lux, came back as a PSA 10. Also opened up a box of 2018 Topps Update. This was like right before, I remember 2018 Topps Update just exploded like in April and May. So I was lucky enough to get a box of Topps Update and landed a Gleyber Torres and a Ronald Acuna in that box. I picked up this Sapphire card. I was in love with the Sapphire edition cards as I picked up the Ronald Acuna. Went ahead and picked this up raw, the Mike Trout Sapphire edition, and submitted that to PSA. And then later on in the year came back as a PSA 10, so I was happy about that. And then the big pickup in March was this 2000 Bowman Chrome Tom Brady. So I remember, as I explained many times on this channel, Brady... there was talks about, whether he was going to stay with the Patriots. He ended up signing with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And right after that, for whatever reason, this particular card and other Tom Brady cards really plummeted in value. I think maybe, I don't know, maybe it's the hype of where he was going to go, wore off. And so I picked this card up at the low point that it ever hit in March of 2020. And then on top of that, with the uncertainty with the pandemic, I think there were a lot of people kind of afraid to spend big money because people, were like, we need to save our money on food and toilet paper and not be spending, $1,800, which is what I spent on this 2000 Bowman Chrome Tom Brady. $1,800 is what I spent. And at one point, this card hit 10 grand. So that was a hell of a purchase. All right, guys. So on to April. Greg Duckworth. I got this Greg Duckworth was on a, what you saw a lot of this year was, guys getting on, live chat, and Mike O did a sale, and I bought a couple cards from him, including this Greg Duckworth. Is it Greg? No, I'm sorry, Brandon Duckworth, not Greg Duckworth. Bought these a couple of Mike Trouts. I don't think these are all of them, but bought a couple of Mike Trouts from him. Got this beautiful Johnny Padres, 59 tops and a PSA 8. Got this Luis Robert Mega Box. It's a really nice looking card there. SGC 9. Also, I busted open a box of 91 Upper Deck. Got the Jordan rookie. I think I got 2 of these. I got like 4 of the Chipper Jones rookies. Also, in April, my big pickup was the 93 Jeter foil SP card. Finally added this. Well, actually, I had the 7.5. I think I had a 7.5 with like a perfect 10. Subgrade centering that I ended up giving away later in the year because I bought this. You guys might have remembered Hobby Palooza, and so there was a Jeter SP that I ended up giving away as part of Hobby Palooza, which was a lot of fun, by the way, and I'm looking forward already to next year. In May, I opened a box of 87 Fleer, and here are two of the cards that I got. I got, the Barry Bonds and the McGuire, a couple other big cards in that set. These are two that I didn't send off to PSA, so I still have them. This is when I started to get into Topps Project. The first Topps Project card that I got, and man, oh man, this was like, the beginning of Topps Project, early May. I got this card in, and I remember while it was in the mail, this card went to like over 100. I think it hit like $150 at one point. Bought it for like 25, went up to 150, and by the time I got it in the mail, it was down to $50. And what a crazy, crazy experience Topps Project 2020 was this year. And then also got this this was probably the worst purchase I made all year. I ended up paying $80 for this Bob Gibson. I don't know what I was thinking. I guess I got caught up in it as well. There's the Bob Gibson. And this is the infamous Griffey short card that really caused the whole thing to plummet. So basically what happened, Topps Project came out, wasn't a big deal, and then it just caught fire, and cards were just selling for thousands of dollars, including the Trout Ermsey, which became one of the most popular from Project 2020. And then when this card came out, there were 100,000 of these ordered. And I think that was just sort of the straw that broke the camel's back. And ever since this card was released, this product just lost complete interest. All the cards plummeted for Topps Project 2020. People that sold their Topps Project cards for hundreds of dollars were getting massive returns, eBay returns. It was a mess. And finally, Topps Project finished up actually a couple of days ago. Also in May, I got this beautiful Gleyber Torres back from PSA, came back as a 9. Got back this Eloy Jimenez, which is numbered to 10, and came back as a PSA 10. And then my big pickup in May was the Griffey, the Topps traded Griffey Tiffany in a PSA 10. And this card was actually featured in Topps Project. Not the Tiffany version, this version, just the Topps regular card, but there's the short card and there's the Tiffany card of the Griffey. So then in June, opened up a Topps Project Rookie Explosion, got this Randy Arozarena. At the time, didn't know who the hell he was and kind of threw it in my Commons box. Got two more of these Topps Project cards. This is the Ben Baller Mike Trout. Again, a card that went up to like over $100 at one point and now is probably a $20 card a piece. Got two of those. Now, my best purchase of the year. So you guys know I was doing the GOATs and picked these up for $200 a piece back in May. So $200, $200, $200. Now these are going for over $1,000 a piece. Because Tiger Woods has like an HBO documentary coming out, and that's caused the prices of that card to go up. Here is the Bob Gibson, the 59 Topps Bob Gibson that I got back in May. Obviously, again, another card that from Topps Project that I just wanted to get the rookie card, a card that I've always wanted to get, so finally got it. Picked up the David Ortiz rookie in a PSA 10. And obviously picked up his rookie because he's going to be in the Hall of Fame soon. So I figured let's pick that up early on. Picked up the 74 Topps Winfield, mainly because I didn't have a 74 Topps card. So I went ahead and got this Dave Winfield rookie in a PSA 9. And then one of my bigger pickups back in June was the 03 Topps LeBron James, a card that just went crazy later in the year and then plummeted back down and is now going back up again. So there's the rookie, LeBron James rookie. And then, of course, LeBron went on to win his third championship with 3 different teams, this time with the Lakers. In July, continued to buy some Topps Project. Here's the Mattingly and the Mariano Rivera. Here is the cool Frank Thomas, no name on front. Here is the Clemente. Thought this card was really cool. Then I picked this up at the local store. This is the Griffey card. from the Flair set. I don't know if you guys remember that set. And then my big pickup from July was this Babe Ruth. Probably the biggest pickup of the year, the 48-49 Leaf Babe Ruth in an SGC 6. So pick that up, I think, towards the end of July, and probably my biggest pickup of the year. All right, August. Opened up a box, landed this Roberto Clemente. It's a pretty nice looking card. Number to 199. Picked up yet another Topps Project. You see I put the Topps Project cards in the background. Got another one with the mask. Again, you know, just a kind of a reminder of how crazy this year was. Dr. K, Doc Gooden with the mask on there. Opened up a box of Bowman. Was it 92 Bowman? One of the best years. You got the Trevor Hoffman rookie, Mike Piazza, Manny Ramirez. Here are the 2 Manny Ramirez gold cards. I got 2 of the regular cards, but I think I submitted them to PSA. A couple of Pedro rookies. There you go. Here is the Mike Piazza rookie. I guess I didn't submit the Piazza. Must not have looked right or something. And I did not land this card, the Mariano Rivera, unfortunately. Pretty much hit all the other big cards besides the Rivera, which was disappointing. Opened up a box of 89 Don Russ, my favorite set growing up. Just opened so much of this stuff and hit 2 Griffey rookies in that box. My 2 big pickups were Fernando Tatis, this Sapphire card. I remember Gary V tweeting about Fernando Tatis, and I'm like, you know what? Let me get this before it gets too out of control. So there's the Tatis Sapphire. And then, as you guys know, the Jordan documentary came out, and the rookie card just exploded. So I started to look for alternatives, and the 85 Nike, which I didn't know about, which is a year before the 86. I found out about this card and had to have it. So I tried to get the PSA 10, but that card just exploded like right before my eyes. It was like I had put bids in, and the card, I think, went up 4x in the time that I tried to purchase the PSA 10. So I decided to go for the PSA 9. In September, I forget what box I got this, and I think this was a Rookie Explosion box. I hit this Mike Trout card. Opened up a box of Sapphire, my only box of Sapphire, 2020 Sapphire. The only rookie I hit was the auto, this guy, Burke. And then also hit this Aaron Judge gold. That was pretty much it. I didn't really hit much of anything else. And this is numbered to 25. And then went ahead, and my biggest purchase of September was this Aaron Judge Sapphire. So beautiful card there. In October, I was just looking back at October. I really didn't buy anything. Maybe I was just depressed from the Yankees not making not winning the World Series. I genuinely thought maybe this is just Yankee bias or ignorance or whatever you want to say, but I really thought the Yankees were going to win it all. I really did. I thought they had the right chemistry going into the playoffs, but of course they got knocked out. And then here is the biggest surprise of the playoffs, Randy Arozarena, at least for me. I mean, maybe some people knew about it, but Randy Arozarena just blew up towards the end of the year and was fantastic in the playoffs and then fantastic in the World Series. Unfortunately for them, they lost to the Dodgers, but I thought this card was pretty cool, of Topps Now World Series card. And then my biggest pickup in October was this Walter Payton rookie in a PSA 8. So really love this card. Beautiful, especially even for an 8. I tried to pick what I thought was the nicest looking 8 that I saw, and took weeks. And maybe this is why I didn't really have any other purchases in October. Spent a lot of time picking out the right one. All right. In November, landed this card in a box of Topps Chrome. Got this George St. Pierre as part of my GOATS collection. Opened up a box of Bowman Draft. Landed 2 of this guy, Spencer Torkelson, the #1 pick of 2020. A couple of autos. Landed this Casey Martin Black. Opened up the Rookie Explosion box. I got the Kyle Lewis and the Shane Bieber. And then my big pickup of November was this Hulk Hogan in a PSA 6, which I Really like this card going forward. I think it's going to be one of those cards that's going to become, especially if the trend continues of non-baseball cards continuing to really appreciate and value. If people are going after the GOATs and, all the different sports, this might be a great card to go after. And then in December, as I kind of recently did a video, so I'll go through it real quick. Got all these cards, got this in an explosion box, Zach Gallen, Trent Grisham. Got this card from the 2020 Topps Complete set that I opened. Kyle Lewis, Yordan Alvarez, a couple of short prints, Luis Robert short print, Alvarez short print. You got the Dustin May, the Nico Horner, the Aquino short print. This is the Gavin Lux short print. Got this in a group break. Let's see, Jordan Brewer. Got this from my man Parlay J. Then got this for Christmas. Love this card, the Piedmont. Why it's not focusing all of a sudden. Bill Maloney. Then picked up the Larry Bird Magic Johnson rookie in a PSA 7. Amazing looking card. Got the Jerry Rice card, which gotta love this card, in a PSA 8. And finally, final pickup of the year was this Pele. Again, picking up the GOATs in all the different sports. And this is the 58 Pele, which somebody told me in the comments that this was part of an album cover that was cut out. So that's interesting. You can see hand cut up here, which makes a lot of sense. This was part of an album cover from 1958. So that's it, guys. That is my year in review for 2020. Looking forward to a better 2021. We'll see. I figure it can only go up from here. But in terms of sports cards, really couldn't have been a better year. And you guys can see I definitely added to my collection in a big way. So thanks for watching, guys. I will talk to you later. Peace.